Okay, we are. Yeah, we're live. There we go. Yeah, nobody here. It's just us here talking. But
No intro today, huh?
no. Oh, wait a minute. Sam Carr's here. Hey, how you doing? No, I didn't do it. I just brought us right in. We got
Oh,
five
okay.
people watching. But if anybody's got any questions, fire away because we really don't have any topics today, and we're just kind of sitting here shooting the breeze and talking a little bit. And, I just saw your video. We're Awakened Nomad. Where are you at now? You're somewhere. Was it in Taiwan? I can't remember where it was, but I just watched one. I think I just watched part of your video. Morning, gents. British Columbia here, 8 p.m. Looks like we picked a good time.
Yeah,
People are here.
yeah.
Second.
I think doing it's Saturday was kind of an odd time that we are doing
Yeah,
it.
I knew you
So
were in Taiwan. Yeah. Morning, gents. British Columbia. Yeah. Let's see where I get down here and get caught up. Oh, there's my buddy from Nevada. But things are we we've had some bad air for a while, and
hmm
it was Spencer will tell you, it's just almost like you didn't really even want to go outside.
right.
We close our windows down and run our air cleaners, but the last couple days we've had some rain, and it's kind of cleared the air out. Now I went out this morning and looked out. It's starting to seems like it's starting to come back now. Oh, there's a
hmm
little buddy.
hmm
I see somebody right behind your head there. Hey.
Yeah, she was waiting to do that.
Uh, Thank you. I am doing pretty good. I'm feeling real good. Spencer and I was just talking. I've got to do another round of chemo. I start tomorrow, and I'll go into the hospital about 10 o'clock, and I'll get out the next day. But so far, the chemo hasn't kicked me in the butt. I haven't had any reactions from it. Not been sick so far. Knock on wood. Now tomorrow you know, that may be a thing of the past. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought about changing the time a little bit and just kind of floating it around a little bit because, you know, people from all over, watch the channel and they come on at different times. So I figured, we we were going to try to do one last night about 7 o'clock and we just couldn't hook up. So I said, let's try to do one, Sunday at 11 o'clock and see who's here. So and I'm looking at the names here. I'm seeing a lot of names that we don't normally see during the live stream. So it's good.
Mm.
We're reaching a bigger audience.
Mm. But back to that air thing, I mean, it was really bad for a while there until it rained. What, 2 days ago, 3 days
Yeah,
ago,
yeah,
and then it
yeah,
just went down to nothing. But now you're starting to see it go back up again.
yeah, yeah. I went up into the city yesterday, and when you're going north on Hangdong Road, right before you get to 121, they have that big sign up there. That has a
Mm.
smiley face in it. It will tell the quality of the air. And yesterday it was like 19, which
19.
is
Mm.
yeah, it was pretty good. But I look out today and you can see just normally when you look out at the mountains, uh, it's just real crystal clear. You can see the mountains here. But now, when I went out this morning and walked around, you get this little bit of a haze, and so it's coming back. Bye bye, little doggy. But it's just something we'll have to wait and see what happens. I hope that the air stays nice and clear, but who knows?
What's the difference between PM 2.5 and AQI, or is it the same thing?
I think it's the same thing. I honestly don't know. I think the PM 2.5 is the particle, something about the particles or something like that. I'd
And
have to Google it.
AQI stands for Air Quality Index,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I don't know how they work.
I don't know. I don't either. I think my wife could probably tell me, but
Yeah, I just go by looking out the window and looking at my air purifier,
yeah,
and if it's smoggy outside with my eyes, and I know it's pretty
yeah.
bad.
Well, right now inside it is reading zero point 0.1. So
Oh, is it?
that's not, yeah, that's not too bad. But I've got all the windows closed and things. I don't have any windows open or anything like that. And the doors closed in here. And that thing's been running, like 24 hours. So,
Yeah. I just see
who
people posting online, and it's like the numbers vary, and I'm wondering if somebody's posting PM 2.5 and somebody's posting the AQI number, or obviously they're not the same because the numbers are different.
yeah, I don't know. But and it depends too on what part of the city
Yeah.
they're in as well, because like the some of the readings that I get are from across town where they're usually a little bit higher. Um, and then there's some around here that usually run a little bit lower. So I think it
Mm-hmm.
depends on what part of town you're in as far as what the readings are going to be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
One of the things that we're going to do next week, Lex going to call and have all of our air conditioners cleaned,
Mm-hmm.
and have the filters put out, and they'll spray it. And it's amazing how much dust gets in that.
I know it.
But you know, I tell you what's really aggravating is your cars. If you go
Yeah.
outside in the morning, you can run your finger across the car and
Yeah.
you can see a hole.
I
That's,
mean, it makes no sense washing it because it'll be dirty the next day.
no, I haven't washed my car in probably 3 months, and I probably won't do it until after the first rainy season comes.
Right. Right.
It just doesn't make any sense to do it because it's just full of dust. But you know, have to wait and see what happens. But and it does not. The air quality does not seem to be slowing people down from coming here.
No.
And I was up in the city. Like I said, I went up in the city yesterday. I was going to do a video yesterday. I ended up just walking around. I walked from down around Campaign Den Road, up Lloyd Crow to the edge of the moat, and then I walked around back in there a little bit. But I didn't do a video. But there are a lot of foreigners here, and I mean, there's a lot of tourists still coming, even though the
Mm-hmm.
the air quality is bad, and a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people out moving around. So it's not slowing things down. Hey, John, how you doing? Um,
You know,
you
they,
know,
they just had that flower festival here too, and
yeah.
supposedly that drew in a whole bunch of people.
Well, I went up. I think I went up on a Friday because I did. Yeah, I did. I went up on Friday to the park. They
Mm-hmm.
hadn't done the parade or anything like that, and I didn't want to get in the big crowds and stuff. So I went, shot a video up there Friday. But my wife was showing me things on TikTok, and apparently there was a big crowds up around the river where they came across the river in front of the governor's mansion. A lot of crowds, and the thing is still going. They've still got the park set up. Where people
Yeah.
are going. Ed Sweeney got the squirts in Phuket. Oh well. I saw somebody else vlogging a dead horse. And he was in the Philippines, I think just a few days ago, and he got it too. So headed back to Bangkok. That's got to be horrible. I've been pretty fortunate not to get sick like that.
Mm.
But anyway, but
Yeah, that
short of
park was
that,
really nice though at
oh,
nighttime.
did you see it at night?
Yeah, it
I
was
never.
beautiful with all the lights.
Oh, I wanted to go up, but I didn't do it. I just did it during the daytime. But
Mm.
uh, it's still set up though. When I
Mm.
went by there yesterday, they still have it all set up, and I guess at night they still have the lights on and stuff.
Mm.
The
It's worth going up there to see that at night.
Yeah, yeah, it's worth it. I would say because it was real pretty during the daytime. And I
Mm.
think even in the video, I could see where they had put the light setups and stuff,
Mm.
and make it real nice. But it's neither here nor there. But a lot of people up there, and a lot of people still coming, which is good. And
Yeah, you see a lot of tourists now.
But the funny thing that I'm noticing, and I think we were talking about this earlier, is I'm seeing down here in Hangdong where I live. I've lived here a long time, and I know the faces and stuff, and I'm seeing a lot of foreigners that here that I haven't seen before. Hello, who come in and say hello. But I've seen a lot of foreigners uh, that I haven't seen before, so that tells me people are moving in.
Hello. Yeah.
So people are coming in, and it may be people that lived here before they got shut out during COVID, and are just now getting back in. But I have noticed a lot more foreigners here.
What I noticed was, you remember before COVID, you had all those trucks that had the foreigners in the back, the tourists that were going
Yeah,
to the
yeah,
elephant
yeah,
sanctuaries and the jungle treks. I'm starting to
yeah,
see those full of tourists now coming back and forth.
yeah. Well, there's a gas station that we go to on Canal Road, just south of here, that has the Nana Bakery and has a big setup and stuff.
Mm,
And that place was absolutely deserted for quite a long time. And then I've noticed, the red trucks are starting to come in, and
mm,
they're taking people down to Doi Intanon and all that.
right, right,
People are coming, and the tour groups are happening, so that's really
right.
good.
Did you see they're going to start that 300 baht fee again the
I've
beginning of
seen that.
March?
Yeah, Ah, you know, it's no big deal. To me, it's
Yeah.
it's just something
Uh,
that what the funny thing about it is you're already paying 500 baht when you leave. You just don't know it.
what is it?
It's
Airport tax?
Yeah. Well, it used to be years ago when you left here, you had to keep 500 baht in your pocket. And let me turn this on. My light fixed. Um, you used to have to keep 500 baht in your pocket, and you had to pay it when you went out through the immigration.
Oh, in
But
cash?
yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
that's how it was in 2004 when I first came here. And but then what they did was they incorporated that into the ticket.
Uh,
So you don't say it. So you're paying, whether you know it or not, you're paying 500 baht when you leave. So now you're paying
right,
300 baht when you're coming in. And I
right.
think
So they got an exit fee and an entry fee and all
yeah,
that stuff.
yep, yep. That's no big deal. 300. Yeah, they say that 300 baht includes insurance. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, see,
There,
that's what they said initially, but now they're not saying it includes
yeah,
insurance.
yeah.
Now it's just
I
an
don't,
entry fee.
yeah, I don't know. They've made so much, and like I said, I don't have a problem with it. I mean, even us that live here, if we leave the country and come back, we still have to pay it. So,
Right,
no
right.
big deal. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't have any problem with it. They just need to make up their mind what they're going to do and how they're going to do it.
Have they, as many times as you've been here, have they ever checked to see if you had the minimum amount required?
As
You
far
know,
as
like
what?
a tourist. A tourist has to have the equivalency of 20,000 baht to come into Thailand. Have they ever actually checked you for that?
Well, when I before I moved here in 2010, I I don't know how many trips that we made over here. I never was checked.
Yeah,
Never, but I have heard of other people being checked, and
really.
I think that's more people that come in and like do border runs and stuff like that where they
Uh,
check people. So, I don't know, but I personally have never ever been checked.
yeah, I haven't either, but I know it's a law. I've never seen it happen.
No, no, never have either. But I have read it on Facebook where people have been checked when they come through, and also
Hmm.
been checked as far. Turn that light off now. Um, Checked as far as having a ticket to leave.
Oh
You know,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I've never And all the times that I came here, they never asked me, well, where's your ticket to leave or anything like that. First time I found you live. Yeah, we just changed the times a little bit and bounce around. We'll probably, we'll do something. There's your buddy.
Mm-hmm.
But just try to accommodate everybody because sometimes people are sleeping and we come on at 11 or we usually come on at 8 o'clock on Saturday, but we just thought we'd try a different time and see how the response was. It looks pretty good. Now that's your new doggy, right?
Yeah, yeah. This is the new one. Cotton is his name. He's a white, full blood pug. So he's just not. He's almost 6 months old.
Yeah. How's he
He's
get along
still-
with the other one?
Oh, they play and fight all the time.
I'll bet.
Yeah.
Mm.
The only thing about white dogs that you never realize is tear stains.
Yeah.
We get some wipes for him, but it doesn't seem to help too much. But he's a good dog. He has a good temperament.
Well, that's what counts, really.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, if
Yeah.
anybody's got any questions, fire your questions away. We're here to answer anything that you want to know, and we can answer just about anything. I think between the two of us, we've been through a lot of different situations.
Mm-hmm.
Both of us have. You've been here what now? 13 years.
13 years.
Yeah. I'm going on 13 too. I'll be 13 in September. I'd like to change mine in November. Is that rainy season? November's pretty nice.
Yeah.
No, it won't. I don't believe it'll be the rainy season. It's usually November, December. It's nice and the air quality is really decent during that time, and it's a little bit cooler. It's not quite as warm as it is, during the other times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. November's a good month.
Yeah. Hang on for a second. I'm gonna cut my air conditioner on. Get a little warm in here. There we go. But yeah, that's a good time to come in. I like September through December.
Mm-hmm.
That's where usually when we travel. And yeah, November is Loikatong, and I can't really tell you what days it will be because it varies from year to year. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
November is Loikatong, and that's
What are you
here
doing?
comes your other buddy.
There's Lexi.
This is my second pug, the oldest.
Is that the spoiled one?
Yeah, this is the oldest one here. He's almost 10 years old.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's hard to and that's a question we get asked all the time. What day is Loikatong? But we really don't know because it's based on. I'm pretty sure it's based on when the moon's going to come through. So it's hard to tell. Did they allow flying lanterns last year? No, not really. They haven't for quite some time. But
Only
that
in
really-
pre-designated areas.
Yeah, but it really didn't stop anybody because I went out about 11 o'clock and looked outside and there were lanterns everywhere. It really didn't stop anybody from lighting them. Now I think around Tape Gate and around the governor's mansion, I think they were pretty stiff about nobody
Around the airport, too.
Yeah, around the airport. Because
Mhm.
it used to be you'd wake up in the morning the next day, and the ground would just be covered with these things. But that's kind of how it is. Let's see. Wow, I was just dozing off my eyes. See you broadcasting. Surprise. Yeah. We decided to go on during the day here. Now, why would you be sleeping during the day? You stay up late last night. But it's. I think each year, and a lot of people ask me about the mass release that they have, And this year, I think there were two different things. There was something in May Joe, and then there was another one that you had to pay to go to.
Right. Yeah.
And uh, I, there was one guy that he'd come basically just for that, and he never could figure out which one was which or when it was, and he ended up just going down, by the river and doing that. But I don't know. I don't really follow. I have seen the mass release one time,
Mm.
but bananas do me with the carbs. Yeah, there you go. Make you sleepy. At least you won't get any cramps. But Loikatong is my favorite time of year as far as the festivals. I'm not real big on Sokran. I used to be when we first got here. I'd go up every year and get wet.
That's coming up.
Yeah, that's coming up in April, I think,
Yeah.
and I think this year will probably be one of the big ones. But I can remember up at Tappy Gate where they'd have like they had the Air Asia booth where they'd had the
Hmm.
fog and the foam and stuff filling the
Hmm.
streets and stuff. I don't
DJ
know.
up there and
Oh
everything.
yeah, yeah. I remember one year riding through in front of the mall, and man, I mean, they had big stage set up, bands and people playing.
Right.
But I don't think they'll have that this year. But it seems like they're trying to have stuff, but at a much lower key than what they have in the past prior to you know COVID, say like 2019, 2018,
Hmm.
and I have got some pictures from back in the old days when I rode through, but it's nothing that like it used to be. See, the
Yeah.
drones amaze me. Yeah, my buddy was doing that up at the up at the university. They had a drone show, and they had like 200 drones that they did something with it. I didn't see it. I should have gone up and seen it, but after 6 o'clock, I like to be in my house and don't get out at night that much anymore.
Hmm.
But who knows? But
You
we'll
know,
have to.
back during Songkran when I first got here as a tourist, obviously it was really fun. You
Hmm.
know, in the first couple years that I lived here, it was really fun. But
Hmm.
after you've been here for a while, you get a little bit salty about getting water thrown on you when
Yeah.
you're going to the store or whatever.
Well, it's like the first 2 days were fun,
Right.
and then the third day, you've had enough of it, and you want to
Yeah.
go. But the funny thing was when we moved to Hoi Hin, it
Mm.
was during Sokran, and one day that was it. It was
That's
over.
it.
They
Yep.
shut down. They're all
Yep.
back to work.
Yep.
Um, but up here, sometimes I I can remember some years they'd have it almost 7 days up here. Just
Well,
almost a week.
from where my wife is from is Prey, which
Hmm.
is about a 3 hour drive from here. They have the longest Songkran in Thailand.
Oh,
And I
really?
don't
How
know, it
long is?
lasts like 10 days or something.
Wow.
After about the second day, you're kind of like worn out with it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you just the thing, and he just said doesn't like to get hit in the eyes, but you know, you never realize it. But when they're throwing that water's coming out of these canals. Um,
Mm,
they'll put pumps, at the canal, and they'll pump the water out towards the street.
right.
And I know exactly where what's in that water. I'm trying to learn some Thai before I get there. Are there any good language schools in Chiang Mai? Yeah,
Sure.
there is. And a matter of fact, I would recommend the YMCA language school. Uh, I I went through it and I enjoyed it. I met a lot of good people. Um, I'd recommend that one. There's a couple at Pantip Plaza.
That's where I
Uh,
took it at Panther
yeah.
Plaza.
Uh, it just depends on how fast you want to go and how, if you want private lessons or you want,
Hmm.
a classroom type thing. But I went through, I think, level one through level 6 or 7 at YMCA, and I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I made a lot of friends there, and it was like 2 days a week from, I think it was 10 to 12 or something like that. But, 2 or 3, yeah, it's 2 days. I think it was on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But I enjoyed it, and I don't remember any of it, but that's just
Yeah.
how it is.
You can hire a
But
private tutor also to come to your house or condo. They'll teach you. I think it's like 400 baht an hour or
yeah,
something like that. But those
no,
schools aren't bad.
no, they're not. I think when I went to the YMCA, I think it was 2,800 baht for, I think it was like 20 lessons or something like that. It
Mm.
was, it was good. Uh, I enjoyed it. I really, I think the part I enjoyed more was just meeting different people and being able to talk. I started school back before COVID. It was a 20 class beginners class. I got 2 classes, and then lockdown came.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that lockdown pretty much shut everything down. And I haven't not seen the YMCA, whether they're advertising classes or not yet, but um, there were a lot of schools that shut down, and a lot of the ones that, there were a lot of schools that were supplying visas as well,
Hmm.
um, and some of them stayed and some of them hadn't.
Well, the rule with that visa thing is that immigration will actually check you to see how proficient you are.
Yeah,
In the past, it used to be just a mill to get a visa to come here.
yeah, yeah,
People wouldn't go to the classes, but now immigration's checking your competency level,
yeah, yeah,
and if you're good enough, you'll get an extension. If you're not good enough, you won't.
yeah, yeah. I actually read a story about that. A guy had gone through like 6 or 7 classes, and um, he went to immigration to apply for his extension. I think you have to apply every 90 days or something, if I'm
Mm.
not mistaken. But uh, they asked him a couple of very very simple Thai questions in Thai, and he couldn't answer it, and
Mm.
they wouldn't give him his visa.
Mm.
Uh,
Yeah.
apparently he had, it used to be that, you just pay the money, and they didn't care if you went to class or not, but now they're
Right.
starting to check. There is a Atlanta language school up 121, close enough for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I know which one you're talking about. It's just east of Hangdong Road, if I'm not mistaken. Those EE visas, yeah, on the way. Yeah, I'll tell you that the ED visas and the volunteer visas are getting, they're going to be scrutinized, and it's not
What
really
about that
because,
self defense one?
yeah, yeah, they're all gonna start getting scrutinized, and that's basically because they've been abused by this
Mm.
last, group of people, and I'm not going to mention it or anything like that, but I understand there's 100 immigration officers that are getting ready to be transferred or moved or something like that, because and what that does is just makes it tough for everybody else. Even, well, that's the way it is, but
Hmm.
for us, you know, you and I have been doing marriage extensions for God knows how long. I don't
Hmm.
think it'll have any effect on us.
No. No.
Self
I was
defense,
actually quite surprised. It pushes through really fast.
yeah, yeah. If you've got all your documents ready, and your money's right, you don't have
And
any
you've been here
problem.
for a while.
Yeah, yep. And hopefully it'll stay that way. Love your walks and stories. Wondering when you walk around, can you tell about some of the history of places about Chiang Mai and searches? Well, I'll be honest with you. If I know a little bit, I can say a little bit, but I really don't. The history. I'm not really up on it. Some of the temples. Usually, I'll tell you, usually what I try to do when I get into someplace like that is they'll have these little QR boxes, and I'll generally show those on the video where you can pull it up and it tells the history behind it. Uh,
Or if you watch my videos,
yeah,
you'll
his
see that
video.
there's some museums here
Yeah,
that you
yeah,
can
there
go
are
into
some.
and learn the
Yeah,
history.
yeah. And if you'll go into the description of this video or this live stream that you're watching, Spencer's channel, I've got the link to it. You can click on it and check out some of the stuff that he's got. I've watched your videos and I really enjoy them. Some of the things that you're showing, I've never been to. I've never seen it.
Mm, mm,
I was looking at the one from Chiang Rai, and there were a couple
mm,
places that I hadn't been. A few places that I have been, like the Black Temple and the Purple Temple. It's
mm.
really nice. Here's Char. I'm on the MRT on my way to Chatterbox Market. Not a place to do a live stream. Well, you're going to go up and spend some money. He's gonna buy some new equipment.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I guess that's probably what he's going to do. He talked about it yesterday.
Mm.
But well, you can catch us on the next one. We'll get you on the next one. But yeah,
Yeah,
it.
I'm trying to do those videos where I'm just little short videos of things to do in
Hmm.
this area. So like I did Chiang Mai already, I did Chiang Rai, and next one will probably be like Lamphun or Lampong,
Hmm.
Nakhon Sawan, Pre, those places around here, Payaw. So that way people can see that there's more than just Chiang Mai, Phuket, Pattaya,
Yeah.
Bangkok.
Well, yeah, you're right. And I'll tell you, one of the places that I really enjoy is Lampang.
Yeah.
There is a lot of history there,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
um, and they have saved a lot of the town, uh, a lot of the old town along the river, and it's just really a beautiful walk up there. And Leck and
Mm-hmm.
I went, we really had a great time. There's a lot of good places to eat, the market, uh, and then you have the carriage ride and all that. And
Mm-hmm.
it's it's and it's only how long does it take you to get there from here? It's
Maybe
you know
2 hours the most.
yeah, at the most, and you have a great time. I enjoy it. Yep, I really like it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna do some more videos around here locally too. I started to do one the other day, and it just with the air and stuff, and I came back inside the house. But there's a lot of places around here that are pretty interesting. And what I'd like to do is show the how Thai people actually live in a community, rather than it's different than how they live in the city. Uh, Around here, it's a little bit different. Let's see, there's somebody. How much more percentage wise does charge over your phone? It's uh, it's really hard to say. I really can't answer that. How much more percentage wise does charge over your former health? It's quite a bit more, but the policy is just difference in night and day. I would never go back to the other company. Uh, I'm very happy where I'm at right now. There's a railroad station in the National Forest. Check out. Yeah, I haven't been there. There's an old train that runs from Chiang Mai to Lampang. And one
Mm-hmm.
day, maybe you and I need to take that train, just go over
Yeah.
there for the day and run around a little bit. I
Yeah.
would love to do that. Lek doesn't like the trains, but I'd love to do that. We need to check that out one day and see
All
when it
right.
runs into it. Let's see. When it comes to ethnic food, will I be able to find Mexican in? Yeah, you won't have any problem with that. Um,
Especially the first two, Mexican and Indian.
yeah, Mexican, Indian. Now Greek, I'm not real sure of. Uh,
There's
you, you,
Mediterranean places here,
yeah,
which is similar.
I'm not really sure. But as far as Mexican and Indian food, we have got some decent Mexican food, and we've got some really good Indian food.
Yeah, we do.
Uh, there's just really exceptional. Have you stayed overnight in Mahong City? I have been to Mahong Song, and we did spend the night. And I don't know what the name of the hotel was, but it was right across from a lake. It was really pretty, and there was a temple right next door. This was a long time ago, but yeah, Mahong Song is really a nice place to go. Tacos, yep, you can get tacos just about everywhere. Uh, there's two really good Mexican restaurants inside the city now. One is called Diablo's, and it's right around the corner from where Mike's Burgers used to be, and there's a
Mm.
smokehouse there. But anyway, I ate there the other day, and then across the street, as you're going the other way towards the Irish pub, there's another place on the right hand side that has excellent Mexican food.
Amigos.
No, it's called El Casa, or El Casada, or something like
Mm.
that. It's
I know there's one in the old city called Taco Loco.
Taco Loco. I
Yeah, because
think
I've
that,
ordered from them before.
I don't know. I haven't seen that one. But this one is almost. It used to be Elvis Loco Elvis or something. This one is almost right across the street, but it's down just a little ways. Great food. Uh, I really enjoyed it.
Mm.
Did you consider coming back to the States for treatment or just more health checks? I'll tell you what, I didn't really consider it because um, the cost to come back is just it's just not feasible. Um, I thought about it, but the way my insurance is set up and with Medicare, I would have still had to pay quite a bit, and it just wasn't feasible. And then you got to find a place to live for 6 or 7 months while you get treated. No, I didn't.
Mm.
Uh, I stay here, and I'm very happy with the treatment that I got here. I'm checking as far as the consistency of how they're treating me here and how they would treat me back in the United States. On different websites that I'm looking at, and I'm getting quality treatment here, and I'm happy. And but the thought of going back, no, I'm not going to do it. Not even close. I bought a top of the line Chica toaster oven going to Rimping to get toast. First one I got. There you go. Eat good, man. El
Is that the
Dorado.
name of the place? El Dorados?
El Dorados. I don't know. It may be. El. Maybe I'm not really sure. It's on Chiang Moi Road. Yeah, Chiang Moi Road, just down from the Crazy Germans, and it's really
Mm.
good. Uh, Matter of fact, I had a burrito there the other day. Salsa Kitchen. I have ate at Salsa Kitchen
Yeah, I
before,
have
but
to.
I've not been there in a long time.
Salsa Kitchen is what they call Baja style Mexican, which kind of originates from California area. So it's not actually the same as like say Tex Mex that most
Mm,
people are familiar with, but
yeah,
Salsa Kitchen's good. It's just
yeah,
different.
yeah. Do either of you use a mail forwarding service? Any recommendations? There's so many to choose from. No, I don't use a mail forwarding service. Everything that I have comes right here. I did for about the first year, and then I canceled it. It just wasn't feasible. Um, there was one that was in Miami that I used, and what they would do is they would get my mail, and I could have it opened, and they would send it to me. I, I,
Mm.
I don't remember exactly how much it was, but now everything comes here, or I have an address in the United States that sometimes mail will go to, and there's a person there that'll open it, scan it to me, and let me look at it. Have you eaten at the Easton Barbecue Restaurant at LaCroix at Camping King? Great bamboo soup. No, I haven't. I haven't been. I haven't ate there. Now I just walked up there yesterday, but I didn't see it. Barbecue Easton Barbecue Restaurant at LaCroix Road, Back then. That's gotta be on the southeast corner, I would say. I don't know, but no, I haven't eaten there. Like different. There you go. But yeah, there's a lot of good places to eat here, and the thing about it is since COVID has kind of lifted its uh, self, a lot of places are opening up that they closed down, and a lot of new places open up now. Now
Mm-hmm.
there was a place where you and I used to eat out at Bantawai
Mm-hmm.
that had Mexican food. Now I don't know if I know they shut down for a while, but
Mm-hmm.
they may have opened back up. I don't know. I have to check because
I
they
think
had
it was
really
just
good
called
food.
Tex-Mex Cafe, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Beautiful
Yeah.
garden, and they had great food. Uh, but I don't know if they're uh, they're open now. Do you compare the food in Thailand to the U.S. though? Well, it's kind of hard to do that. It just depends on it depends on what kind of food you're talking about. Now, Lek made the statement the other day. As far as I'm concerned, she goes, if you ever went back to the States, you'd be dying for Thai food. And my taste buds have changed. So I'm not really, you know, I like to, my gapow. I love gapow in the morning, and
Mm.
Lex say, you want eggs or something. No, I want gapow. And so as far as you're not going to really get that in the U.S.
Now,
But
the thing I noticed though is like you really can't compare the food here. For example, like Western food, like say tacos, for example. Meat, ground beef is expensive here. Beef, period, is expensive here. It's not like in
mhm,
the state where you can just go anywhere and get a steak, even at
right,
Waffle House. But here you pay more for it, and it's not going to be as it's probably as good, but it's sufficient. Now, when you're talking about Thai food, I go back to the states every year,
mhm,
and my wife obviously is Thai, so we try to find a Thai restaurant somewhere on our trip, and they substitute a lot of their ingredients with what's locally there. So
yeah,
you'll get Thai dishes with bell peppers in it.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
it's not Thai food over there is not the same as it is here, and American food or Western food is not the same here as it is in the West.
yeah. I remember when Lek was in the U.S. and I took her to a Thai restaurant down in Chattanooga, and she ordered some time, and it came in, and they didn't have papaya; they used carrots,
Mm-hmm.
and she got it. It was just that it's just not even close.
Mm-hmm.
They're all about the same. If you have address and someone who can forward you is the better. Yeah, that's what I did. It works out a whole lot better. And pink waving, hey, wave at you back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's see. I ate cow soy in San Francisco last night. Tastes nothing like yeah.
Right.
That's hard to that's a hard dish to uh, copy outside of Thailand because some of the stuff that you use is only native to here. Gotta go.
Mm-hmm.
Glad to Sunday. Hope to see you next week. All right, man. Take care.
See ya.
Hello from so I am planning to retire in September. Yeah, September's a great
Hmm.
time to come here.
Yeah.
You'll enjoy it. The weather's nice and the air is usually nice and clean. On your
Mm-hmm.
walk around videos, you show a map that shows the streets where you walk around on. The map shows restaurants and locations. How can I get the map? Um, Google Earth or just Google Maps. That's what I use to do that with. If you just type in Google Maps and then just go to Chiang Mai and go up to the city, it's the exact same map that I use, and it'll show it. It'll show a lot more detail than the map that I actually use in the videos. You can scroll around and it'll show the restaurants in the different areas. But that's how I do that. So it's really easy for you to do that. So what areas do you recommend to live in?
Oh,
Well,
tough question.
that is a tough question, but
Hmm.
I'm going to give it a stab. When I first was coming to Thailand, I wanted to live up inside the city. I
Hmm.
wanted to live inside the moat, and we had a little dog at the time, and we checked into a hotel, put the dog in a kennel, and looked around inside the moat for a place for us to live and didn't find anything. So we ended up about 15 kilometers south of the city in Hang Dong, and I am so glad that we did. Uh, the good thing is I'm close enough to the city if I want to run in and walk around or ride my bike up there or go up there. I can, but excuse me, I don't have to deal with the traffic and the outskirts of outside of Chiang Mai are getting more geared toward foreigners than they were 13 years ago when we first moved here. Right down here in Hangdong, we've got plenty of places we can eat. Uh, Whereas 13 years ago, we'd have to drive into the city. So,
I
you
think
know,
personally, I think it just depends on what your lifestyle is.
yeah, yeah. If
It's like
if you're
even
into
I
the
live
bar scene
here.
and the girls and all that crap, you need to be up in the city. But
Yeah.
if you want a peaceful life and live in a community where you can meet some nice people, get outside the city. It's all a lot better. This is my friend signing off now, going to South Korea, Philippines, and Guam. All right, man. Have a safe trip. Thanks for
Yeah.
checking
Good.
in. I brought fish for 13. Yeah,
Yeah. It's
yeah,
expensive.
something we pay. I think we pay probably $3 for it here.
Oh, that was like when I was in the States this last time. We paid satay, which is something you get on the street here.
Yeah,
I think we paid
yeah,
like $8 for it over there.
yeah, yeah. You can get all you want. Did you ever live in Bangkok during your time? I never lived in Bangkok. I've been there quite a few times. I enjoy visiting, but it's not anything that I would enjoy. Now, Charlie from Charlie Hub, who will be on here probably the next video, he lives in Bangkok and he can tell you a lot more about it than I do. I like to visit, but I didn't want to live there.
No,
Uh,
same way.
it's just not anything for me.
Right.
It says eggs have gone up to $7. Wow, man. Yeah, nothing. Eggs have gone up here, but they're not even close to $7 a
No,
dozen.
not even close to
Yeah.
$4.
As a matter of fact, they started going up in prices, and I think the government finally stepped in and said, "Hey, you can't be ripping people off for eggs or anything like that. Eggs and toilet paper. We've got plenty of it.
Yeah.
When the weather gets bad here, there's plenty of bread and milk on the shelves and stuff. We don't
Hmm.
we don't we don't have that issues. Girls and beer. Well, if you're in girls and beer, you need to live probably near the city. Uh,
Patia would be better for you.
well, that's what he says. Body is the best. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's again, that's a place that I enjoy going to. I enjoy visiting, but it's not the lifestyle that I'd
No.
want to live. I enjoy the lifestyle that I have here,
Yeah.
and it's kind of hard to explain. But when you've lived someplace for so long, and I've lived in the same area for 12 years now. Um, the first house we rented was probably less than a uh, half a kilometer from here. The house that we built was, just 600 meters away from where we are now. So I've lived in this area for a long time, and I've got to know everybody, and people know me, and it's just a nice little community. When I moved to Hoi Hin, thinking that I'd like it down there, I was just like a fish out of water. I couldn't get back here fast enough, and
Mm,
you know, we Spencer lives. You live a little bit closer to the airport than I do,
right.
but
But it's still
we're
hanged on.
yeah, we're still basically in the same area and have the same benefits. The higher costs in the states are going to drive more people overseas. Are you guys shocked at the high costs? I have only been back. I went back in 2014. Um, that's the only time I've been back. Now, Spencer, you can answer that question a whole lot better
Yeah,
because you just
we
came
just came
back.
back. Know what? We came back in January. We go every year. I couldn't believe it. I mean, two little bags of plastic bags of groceries was like $70,
Yeah, man.
and $70 here, man, that buy you a whole trolley full almost.
Yeah, it's crazy. But,
Yeah,
some
definitely
of,
shocked at the prices in the states. Gas, eggs, milk. I mean, everything was just expensive. Cereal.
yeah, yeah. So, did you fall in love with Thailand? Do you remember when? Yeah, I'll tell you when I did. Uh, when I was on my way back after my first trip, and I was on the airplane. I spent, I think, 11 days here, and I was on my way back, and I remember thinking, I haven't been. I've been gone for 10 or 11 days now. I've not seen one fight, not one argument, not heard one, you know, mean person or dealt with anything that was bad. And I thought, what in the hell am I doing leaving? And that's when I realized that, for sure this is a place where I wanted to retire and live. Plus I had met my wife and things, but that's when I fell in love with it. You know, I, my determination was to get back as quick as I could.
Yeah, I was working in, before I came to Thailand, I was working in mainland China for 5 years doing quality control. And I would take vacations to Thailand, and I just fell in love
Yeah,
with it.
yeah. It's a different kind of feeling. Back in the states, you know, we were all, you know, everything was rush, rush, rush. Stress, stress, stress. And then when you get here, it's just, everything's just kind of laid back and
Yeah.
nobody's in a hurry, and it just
Yeah.
it's a different lifestyle. Tacos in some places close to $3 in North Texas. I don't
That's
know.
unusual.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I used to like back home, and when in Tennessee we had a influx of Mexicans that came in, and they started having they were had food trucks, and they were making their food, and I would buy food off their trucks all the time. I mean, a lot of the other guys wouldn't do it, but like, yeah, that's great, great food. I don't think you can beat Thailand. It's the best. I'll agree with you. Some people, like the Philippines.
Hmm.
Um, for me, and the perfect example is Charlie just came back from the Philippines, and he kind of made a comparison, and he just said, there's just no different. There's no comparison between, the Philippines and Thailand. Thailand's, much better.
Oh yeah, of
I
course.
I visited Thailand before just to see if I could like it, selling the house and the dog. Yeah, yeah. It grows on you, and the more you come here and the more you're here, the more the more it grows on you, and it gets to be part of your life.
And the
Um,
thing about it is too is that Thailand is really not that much different from say like the West.
mhm.
I mean, here they have big chain grocery stores. They have normal gas stations. They have 7-Elevens. They've Burger King, Taco Bell. I mean, they got all that stuff here. So it's not really a big transition going, say, like from the USA, where I was from. I'm from North Texas. Going from the USA to Thailand is an easy transition. But when I first went, I went from Texas to China, and that was a huge transition because nobody hardly speaks English there.
Yeah,
So you got to learn a language, and it's just kind of a Wild West atmosphere. And it's the same with like Cambodia and Laos and Vietnam. I mean, they're just not westernized as much as Thailand is.
yeah, yeah. It's not like you're moving into to the. I'm very comfortable here. there's, everybody says, what do you miss or what do you. I think the only thing I can say I miss is the T-bone steak, and I could probably get that here if I wanted to pay, a fortune
Yeah.
for it. But that other than that, we've got everything here that we have.
You can even get Dr. Pepper here if you pay for the price.
I think I found vanilla wafers here too the other day when I was out walking around. I got to go back and check.
Mm.
Have either of you been to a restaurant called Oshi near Big C Hangdong? They have Wagyu beef and
Yes.
sushi. I want to check it. Okay, I haven't been there. Have you been there?
Yeah, we've eaten there quite a few times. They've
Is
got
it good?
yeah, it's good. They got a buffet thing, like three different prices, and of course the highest price one will have Wagyu beef on it and sashimi and all that stuff, sushi. But the other two level prices, I mean, they're good too. Tons of sushi. It's good. It's a chain restaurant out of Bangkok, I think.
Huh. We haven't been there yet. Have you watched the YouTube station Vlogging a Dead Horse? Yeah. I'll tell you what. I just watched his video just today where he's coming back from Dumageddon. He had food poisoning, and poor guy. I felt sorry for him, and he couldn't get back to Bangkok fast enough to get treated. But yeah, I I I, I enjoy his stuff. He's fun to watch. He's kind of very colorful, and he's got a different kind of way of showing things, and he's fun to watch. I enjoy him. He's got a good channel. Oscar, stop bashing the U.S. Shame on you. Stop bashing U.S. Shame on U.S. Still babysitting you. Social Security. Okay. Uh, oh, that's the franchise. Yeah. Here we go. One reason is less stress after 20 years. Oh yeah, yeah. If you worked in the prison system, you had 25 years of stress, without a doubt.
Hmm.
I have a friend that he lives in Eson, and he was in the prison system in Illinois, and some of the stories that he tells just unbelievable. If uh, if you worked in a prison system for 25 years, you you worked in hell. That's for sure. Get that one. Keep going. I was in Hanoi, Vietnam, for the first time. It was cheap. Food was good. I was missing town. You know,
Yeah.
I went to Hanoi too, and I think Green Eat is over in Hanoi right now, and I really enjoyed it. It was a good trip. We stayed in the French Quarter, and I walked around, got some great pictures, and walked around. Uh, I enjoyed it. It's a trip I would recommend for anybody. Uh, you know, have you been there, Spencer? Been to
Yeah,
Hanoi yet?
I've been to Vietnam. I've never been to Hanoi, but I've been to Saigon or Ho Chi Minh City a couple times, and
Yeah.
it's okay, but it's there's a lot of motorbikes there. That's for sure.
Oh, yes, crazy, crazy,
Yeah, it's just the
absolutely
traffic there
crazy.
is unbearable. I wouldn't know about living there if it's better, like maybe living outside the city compared to living in the city. But I couldn't live in the city there. That'd drive me
No, no,
crazy.
no, no. I couldn't either. Saigon was, Saigon or Ho Chi Minh City. Just the traffic is just unbelievable.
Woo.
Now Hanoi wasn't quite as bad. Um, I did a lot of walking around in Hanoi more than I did in Saigon. But found the people very friendly. The food was excellent.
Yeah,
Would I want to live there? No, no. Now Da
yeah.
Nang, on the other hand, I really enjoyed. We stayed right near the Dragon Bridge, and great places to eat. And there were quite a few Americans living there too. Um, I met a guy that has a pizza place over there. I really had enjoyed it, but I wouldn't move. I wouldn't move there. In lieu of Thailand. Thailand's better for me. Thanks for the feedback on it. Yeah, okay, there we go.
No
Let's see what
problem.
I wasn't born in the U.S., but I spent 26 years. I respect the U.S. on my heart. Well, thank you. I do too. Bill and Hanoi. Okay, I missed that one. America is losing its value because okay, whatever. You forgot where you come from.
What is
No, we
this guy
don't.
going on about?
I don't know. It's not we forgot where we come from. It's just, we enjoy living here.
I spent
Uh,
almost 21 years in the United States Air Force.
yeah.
Don't tell me that I don't love the USA.
Just because we don't live there does not doesn't mean that I just put him in timeout. We don't need that kind of crap. Don't need anybody telling me how to think. Sorry about that. It's just we gave him some therapy. We're not
Yeah.
bashing the U.S. We are just telling you that we would rather live here than there. And I mean,
Yeah. I mean, like you and I both. I mean, we're in the same boat. It's like we retired and we looked at our pension and we said, okay, what can our pension do in the USA versus what can our pension get us here in Thailand? I
yeah,
mean, it was like night to day.
yeah,
I mean, we live good here on our pension.
yeah.
In the USA, I would have to have a second job.
Yeah. No, I couldn't retire in the U.S. on my pension. I would have had to keep a second job too, and it's just one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
There is a lot to do here, and there's a lot of things to see. And two, it depends on what you like. If you uh, you know if you want to hang out in the bars and drink all the time, you can do that. But that's going to get boring after a while. And it's going to get expensive.
Mm.
Uh,
You got to find a Thai wife.
yeah, I think he was saying that I think he's got a wife. I'm
Oh,
not
does he?
thinking, yeah, he's going to bring her with her.
Oh,
But
is he?
if you need to find some hobbies, find some things to do.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, yeah, let's see what we got there. The real Vietnam is very disappointing. Nothing like Thai food. I enjoyed Vietnamese food. I enjoyed it. We had uh, I love the sandwiches. I love the snails, and I really enjoyed the food. Is the northern Thai and Chiang Mai different from Bangkok? Yeah,
Sure.
I
Big
think so.
difference.
Yeah, yeah. It's totally different here. You're not. The people are different. They're not quite as fast paced. Um, you know, I, it's
I
a
find it
different.
more humid in Bangkok too, myself.
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe it's just because of all the tall buildings that just trap it in the heat. But it's like when I go to Bangkok, boy, I'm sweating all the time.
yeah, yeah. That's like I said. Bangkok is a great place to visit. Stay down by the river, walk around, stay around Sukhumvit Road, and
Hmm.
walk around. But then this is a better place to live,
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned. Now Charlie will say different, but he grew Charlie is from New York City, so that's pretty much why he would think that way. Well, since what you guys are doing, you gotta have, that's exactly true. I mean, one of the things that we worked hard all our lives, and it's time to enjoy life and enjoy
Hmm.
retirement. That's exactly what we're doing, and
Hmm.
I'm trying to stretch mine as long as I can. Would you consider living in another state? I said, no, honestly no, and I did that back in 2017. I lived in Chiang Mai, and we sold our house and we moved to Hoi An, and I lasted 3 months, and I was right back here. And you know,
Uh,
I bought a house probably not more 500 meters from where my old house was,
uh,
and the
I
reason we moved was because of the smoke.
I might consider living in Chiang Rai, but that'd be
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Uh,
Bangkok feels like Houston, Texas, and I don't know, Spencer. You could probably answer that one
it's
better
it's
than me.
awful hot in Bangkok, that's for sure,
Oh
and
man,
humid.
yeah, yeah,
And then you got all the vehicles there, the traffic. I mean, you can sit in a taxi during rush hour for 3 hours trying to go 200 feet.
Yeah.
Oh, it's horrible there, traffic. Woo.
Yeah. It says we had to move away from Chiang Mai due to the smoke. We're down in Hue Hin now. Better here, but not perfect. What year did you move down to Chiang Mai, or that from Chiang Mai? If you don't mind me asking. And whereabouts in Hue Hin do you live now? I'm just kind of curious because I I couldn't handle it down there. We rented a house about 2 kilometers off the beach, going up Hollyview Road, right across from the Big C.
Yeah, the mini Big C.
Yeah, the mini Big C. I couldn't stand it. Yeah, we moved down, and this was in 2017.
Mm.
You live on the north side of Hue Hin. Okay. Yeah, there was Soy 6. I'm not sure where that was.
That's kind of
There,
where I used to live in Hua Hin. I lived
yeah.
kind of like over by where the macro is.
Yeah, okay, I remember that.
So it's way up there on the north side of town.
Yeah. And Soy 6, isn't that where the immigration used to be? If I'm not mistaken. Um, that's not quite up to the airport, I think. I'm not really sure.
I don't
But yeah,
mind Hua Hin. I mean, it's okay. I mean, but for a vacation, I wouldn't want to live there again.
no. You know, I couldn't deal with the traffic. The people were, it just wasn't for me. I mean, I did not fit in. Okay, yeah, I know exactly where the macro is.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's almost the same area I lived in.
yeah, I just couldn't get acclimated. Never, I didn't feel comfortable. And one of the things that I found around where we lived, there was a lot of party houses, or a lot of weekend party houses.
Yeah, for
You,
Bangkokers.
you had,
Yeah.
yeah, and you had to really be careful.
Well, like that one guy, Philippe says, that Hua Hin is like little Scandinavia, and that's true. There's not a
Yeah,
lot of Americans there, for one, but there is a whole lot of Scandinavians living there.
yeah, yeah. So where are you guys living? We both live now in Hue Hin, or I'm sorry, in Hangdong. Uh,
Chiang Mai.
Spence,
Yeah.
yeah, Chiang Mai. Spencer lives about 2 miles or 2 or 3 kilometers from the airport, and I'm about 10 kilometers. We're pretty much about the same area, though.
Hmm.
It says, I am escaping Canada in September. My wife is moving in China. Her apartment's paid for, and there's no property tax. Yeah, yeah, you'll
Hmm.
be able to come.
Have fun in Nanning.
Yeah,
I stayed in China for 5 years, and after the fifth year, it was just driving me crazy. I had to get out of there.
I
Just too
couldn't.
many people.
Yeah, yeah. I have not been to China. I had wanted to go.
Hmm.
I'd wanted to go to Hong Kong, but those desires have since left, and I don't think they're ever going to return. So
Well, Hong Kong is a fantastic city. I've been there 50, 60 times, but now, I mean, it's run by the Chinese, so I don't know the Chinese government. So I don't know how it is there. I guess it's still the same. I have some friends that live there, but
I was watching
yeah,
watching the guy sabbatical. He travels all over the place. He was just in Hong Kong, and apparently he had lived there for a while, so he knew some of the places to go. And it was kind of interesting. But really, rather than go there, I would prefer just to watch the videos and think of other places to go. Said I had a pug that lived to the ripe old age of 19. Wow.
I hope mine do.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you interact with many of the? Yeah, kind of. I've got some friends, um, and maybe mostly just other YouTubers that I know that I've met through, being on YouTube channels. We talk back and forth sometimes, and I don't really know if I would consider them digital nomads. Um, they're just people with YouTube channels that we've made friends with, and but as far as digital people who are digital nomads that make their living from that, I don't know because I don't get into people's personal lives and what
There's
they're
a lot of
doing.
them here, I know, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't personally. Well, I think Duncan might be the only one I know. So yeah, I know one digital nomad.
Mhm.
But I know there's a ton here. There's a ton here. I know that for a
Yeah,
fact.
yeah, and there's more coming every day. There are a lot of YouTube channels now popping up here in Chiang Mai, and
Hmm.
whether they'll stay here or not, I don't know.
A lot of them are tourists, I think.
Yeah, yeah, they'll come here and stay for 2 or 3 months and then move on to the next place. But
Right,
yeah,
right.
I like China. The people, food, much all.
And nothing wrong with the food, that's for sure. I mean, it's good food over there.
Yeah. Now, when you were there, did you have any problems with the quality of the food or get sick or anything like that
Of
when you
course,
lived in China?
of course. I mean, anywhere you're in
Oh,
Asia like that, I mean, Southeast Asia or China, if you don't get food poisoning at least once a year, then you're not living right.
oh gosh.
But yeah,
I'll
I've
tell
I've
you,
had food poisoning there quite a few times.
I had I had a good friend of mine who was a judge. His wife was Korean, and he was a judge in the United States. He came over and visited me in 2012, and he stopped in Korea first, stayed in Korea for a week, and then he had some friends in China, and he stopped in China for a week. And by the time he got to me, he had got food poisoning so bad that I couldn't even get him off the airplane fast enough, without using the bathroom. Oh, he was
Yeah,
sick. And,
but I've had it here quite a few times too. So it
yeah,
just, I guess it depends on how adventurous you live.
yeah, and you know, you just have to watch what you eat.
Yeah.
One of the things that gets me, if it's if they cook the food in old oil,
Mhm.
I mean, it just tears my stomach up to pieces. So I'm pretty
And that was a
careful.
problem in China. They were using reclaimed oil to cook things in.
Yeah,
So it was just taking old oil and putting it back in. It was
yeah, crazy.
not good.
No, no, it's and you're there. I don't care where you are if you're sick or you got stomach sick. It doesn't matter where you're at. It's just uncomfortable.
Oh,
Um,
I'm telling you.
and the worst is being away from home.
A quick story about that food poisoning. When I first got here, I got it really bad, and I had to get an ambulance to
Oh no.
over to McCormick Hospital because back then there was no Bangkok Hospital, and I didn't know about ROM too much. So I went to McCormick, and they put me in the ward with with a bunch of other people, and I mean I was so bad. I went to the bathroom, and it was coming out both ends, all over the
Oh,
floor, everywhere.
Lord.
And all the people there in the ward were just like staring at me, like, "What's going on here?"
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah, it
funny.
was pretty rough.
Since I first visited Chiang Mai 25 years ago, many people praying for those days to return. Do you believe Chiang Mai is better now? It's become more popular. Yeah, it's hard to say. I have seen Chiang Mai change since I've been here,
Yeah,
and everything has to change, and you know I would have loved to have been here 30 or 40 years ago and seen how it was,
mm.
but I didn't, so I pretty much have to just have to go by what I'm seeing right now, and it's great.
I liked it
Uh,
here better probably 13 years ago than I
yeah,
do now. Back then
for
it was
me,
pretty casual.
yeah, yeah. For me, I think the best thing about Chiang Mai is the surrounding forest, scenery. The city itself is kind of just yeah, and that's what I like about living where I live in Hangdong. Uh, I can come out, my move on. I live in a gated community. Uh, I come out of the Muban. I can ride around the backside, and I'm right in the middle of the rice fields, and I can look up and see the mountains.
Hmm.
Uh, that's what I like about being here. Or if I want to ride up in the mountains, I'm only 10 minutes from from the mountains, and 10 minutes from the
Hmm.
city.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
nice and cool up in the mountains.
yeah, and we don't have a lot of tourists down here. Like we were talking before, I said about the only tourists that I really see are the ones that get lost going to Grand Canyon and they end up, you know, here on their motorbikes or something like that. But
Mm.
as far as a touristy area, no, not really. I mean, you might if you go up towards Cad Farang on a Wednesday night, they might have something. And we used to have, well, we still do have an outlet mall here where they used to bus people
Hmm.
from the city down in here, but they're not doing that anymore. But
Yeah.
you know, yeah, I think the further away you live from the city, the more peaceful your life is going to be, and probably the more you're going to enjoy it. I mean, I do. I could not even fathom, living inside the city. I couldn't. I just couldn't do it.
No.
Anyway. But anyway, we've been on for an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
If anybody, I'll get. If you've got questions, go ahead and put them in. We'll get to them. Have you considered opening? No,
No, never.
absolutely not. Maybe my wife would at some point.
You're married to that restaurant.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would what?
Open up a restaurant with your favorite dishes. No,
Yeah. No, I want the dishes first.
you wash the dishes first. No, my wife does not come from Chiang Mai. She comes from Pathum County outside of Bangkok. Spencer, I don't know about your wife.
My wife comes from Pre. It's about 3 hours from here. It's in northern Thailand.
How often do you need to replace your? I replace mine. What we do every 6 months, don't we? Yeah, usually, and they're about 800 baht a piece, and I have three filters, so about 2,400 baht every 6 months.
Mhm.
Sometimes we let them go a little bit longer, but usually it's every 6 months. Let's see. The only time I got sick in China was when you put tap water in my bean and did not cook it. That's bad. Oh Lord. When my friends were here from the U.S., the ones that were in China and got sick, they went someplace to eat, and they had fish, and he said they reached down into the wherever they were eating over the water, and pulled the fish out of the canal and cooked it, and he said he knew when he got it he was gonna get sick. In July, if I see you on the road, we can have. There you go, buddy. So glad you're on. No problem. Well,
Yeah, we'll
listen,
do it on
guys.
Sundays.
Yeah, we may do this on Sundays and see how it works out, or just change the times. It seems like we've had a lot more people come in, a lot of different people than we normally
Yeah.
have,
Yeah, yeah.
and so we're we picked up more. So maybe this is a good time to have
Yeah.
a live stream.
Never happened before.
Yeah.
No, it's been really good.
Usually 14.
Yeah. Well, listen, we appreciate everybody that's come in, Spencer, and you and I will sit down and put our heads together, and maybe we'll do another one on a Sunday or figure out what.
Yep.
But anyway, appreciate everybody checking in, and we will see you on the next one. Bye bye for now.
All right. Bye bye.
In broadcast. There